even legal for you to be here? Is it even legal for you to have a car parked in the driveway?
I'm here illegally.
Wow.
But today I get my card that says I'm legal.
Oh my god. Like, the existence of us, we know that's real. The existence of anything outside of our physical bodies and what we can physically touch and handle, we don't know. If you get a tattoo of the Monster logo, do you think that they'll give us a brand deal?
Absolutely not.
Damn, that's cold, dude.
Like,
so I don't have a purpose.
here we go.
Let's do it! I'm excited today. Episode 19.
I will say this. For episode 20, we gotta do something special.
Whoa, next episode. So tune in because it's gonna be crazy.
Also, I'm not smoking today because I have a lump in my throat and I'm trying to be what do you call it? Responsible adult and not, fuck up my throat. So
don't be like Earl. That's a loser. Boo.
That's fine.
Smoking is cool.
I gotta be responsible today and not smoke because my throat, I got a little lump. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, no, we respect that here.
The two people that's here. It's like it's some facility.
I respect that. Being, responsible and whatever.
You should respect that because, I don't really know if you have a choice. But yeah, so 20, I think 20 we should have a cake with the candles on it and shit, like legit. Just be eating cake while we're talking.
Let's just make a huge deal out of it. I think we should just make an enormous deal out of it and act like it's like our 50th birthday or something and just go fucking ham. Because why not?
You have balloons.
Why not?
That'd be hilarious. You have like balloons and shit. And
yeah, I'm saying we should get balloons. We should get the big number balloons.
And on the title of the podcast, be like, thanks 100,000 subscribers. I think on YouTube you can get your shit taken down if you have clickbait.
Let's just make it uber clickbaity.
Huh?
We'll just make it uber clickbaity.
Have a thumbnail of something totally different.
Thumbnail, and then it's like, guess what we did for the 20th? Earl went to jail. And then it's just like we played Monopoly and you went to jail.
Right. We have a thumbnail of me getting like a hand behind my back. I fucking hate clickbait thumbnails. They're for children. The one with the bright faces and shit.
It's so clickbaity, and the giant lettering.
Yeah, and then it's so fun. Dude, I hate those so much. Like, I think for the podcast, it's always just thumbnails of random parts of the thing. I think today we should take a thumbnail, not so much like the faces, but just some kind of picture, right?
Yeah,
like
some
they could
sort
be just
of image.
The thumbnail every time, yeah. And they make it kind of like cool looking anyway, yeah. So before we start, honestly, let me get something.
Yeah, get all prepared.
Get my monster.
You're just praying for that brand deal, one day.
If I had to, I will tag Monster in this. I will fucking make the thumbnail of a Monster can with me drinking it. I'll wear my fucking Monster hat,
If you get a tattoo of the Monster logo, do you think that they'll give us a brand deal?
Absolutely not.
Would you do it if they said we'll give you a brand deal if you get a tattoo of the Monster logo?
Correct. I want the Monster logo tattoo regardless. I know it's kind of tacky.
Where would you get it?
On my arm. Where the placement? I don't know. But it'll be somewhere where you can see it. So
you would get the Monster logo tattooed?
Yeah. It'll be my elbow down somewhere in there where you can see it.
Oh,
so I'm
man.
what's up? I'm in the club.
I've been itching to get a tattoo.
What kind? Well, what do you want?
Well, I wanted to get one in honor of Rigby, my cat that passed away.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But there's also, I've just been wanting one. So all mine are real little. You don't have any, do you?
I have zero. Zero tattoos.
Damn, dude. We have to get you to get a tattoo on an episode.
I know my wife is tatted up on the legs and the arms, but I have zero.
Would you tell her to be on an episode and let's go get a tattoo?
Oh, like a fucking, like, it just, like, it's
do a tattooed episode and you get your first tattoo. And it'll be clickbait as fuck. Earl gets his first tattoo. It's
not clickbait if it happens.
But it's real. It's not
like,
clickbait.
We're like talking about stuff as this is going on. She wants to, she says, whenever you decide to go get a tattoo, I'll go with you. And
yes. She needs to be there for your first tattoo for sure.
The first tattoo I think I want to get is probably the old school Blink-182 bunny.
Oh yeah, you gotta
like,
do that one.
It has like the one with the chain wallet and like I think he's wearing jeans or something.
Yeah.
Like the old one, not like the modern one's cool, but the old one is like the best. So.
You should.
And then like I don't know if I want to get the name of the band like Blink-182 if I just want the bunny by itself.
You should just get the bunny.
But I do think I want to get the name Blink-182. But I want to get it from the Dude Ranch like golf pictures where it was like the name and in between the Blink and the 182 was like a star.
Oh,
kind of like during like the Dude Ranch era kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fucking sick.
That'd be cool.
It'd just be a bunch of band tattoos and random tattoos I want a flamingo too because I love flamingos.
A flamingo would be cool. I want a big one because all of mine are real little.
Because you have some.
I have 5, but they're tiny. And then I have one on the inside of my lip, but it was supposed to wear off by now, is what I was told. And it never did. But I want to get a big one, and maybe, I don't know where I would get it, maybe on my forearm or like above my elbow. But the arm, I really like tattoos on the arms.
Yeah, I think like from my personal opinion, it looks the coolest.
Yeah.
I want hand tattoos because those are my favorite, but they come off too easily, you know.
Yeah, this one I've only retouched this one once.
And as much as I sweat and stuff on my hands, they're really oily, so that shit would not work. But also, I've heard that tattoo places, until you've had other places, they won't do it on your hand because apparently that's like it hurts the most.
Yeah, that's what this one took they did it so quickly though, it didn't really hurt. Now this there was a point in time freaked me out kind of.
I wanted to get drug free on my knuckles and like that.
Drug free.
That's when I was like, I was straight edge. I didn't drink or smoke or anything. I was like, that'd be so cool. And I'm glad I didn't because that would have been stupid.
I don't know. I think I would never regret a tattoo though. Like. Because people are always like, oh, you're going to regret it. One day you're going to regret it. But it, like, encapsulates a moment where you wanted that.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been funny. Like, I'd be like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. But it would be funny to go to a bar, have drug free in your hands. Like, yo, you guys got some weed in
I know. But, like, even mine says freedom and justice for all. Which, I got it before going to law school. And I'm not a lawyer. Never took the bar. That didn't pan out. And it still have this tattoo, and it's not even the phrase. The phrase is with liberty and justice for all. And so it's not even right, so I messed it up.
That makes it even funnier because it's, like, unique.
I know, and so I think it's hilarious. Like, I don't regret it at all. I love this tattoo because it's so stupid, and it just reminds me how fucking naive I was.
I never looked at it like that. Like, not regretting it, just thinking about, no, this is who I was at this point in time.
And, like, how excited I was for law school, and now I'm like, why did I do that?
You know, that would have been crazy if I would have got that drug-free thing. I also wanted to get, like, X's for the straight edge X thing.
Oh, right.
I wanted to get those on my hands, and I was like, I wouldn't have regretted them, but I would have been, like, kind of like, don't look at those, please. Because I used to be straight edge, because that's when I wasn't really thinking for myself still, and I was like, you know, all these people doing it, this seems cool. And
yeah.
And then I got out in the real world, and I was like, you know what?
Then you're like, I'm going to do drugs.
I don't think I'm about this lifestyle. I want to experience things. Like, if you are straight edge, like, that's cool. I have no problem with it. It wasn't for me like I thought it was.
I like, I like things like the semicolon and the ampersand, like symbols in language.
I don't know. I'm not really a symbol guy. I
thought about getting the ampersand. Because a big thing in the therapies that I've done is like the dialectic, the and versus the but.
Oh, yeah.
Like saying and instead of but, and like two opposing things can be true. Just that concept in general was a big part of my therapy.
97.9 The Cat, the motherfucking #1 radio station.
reincarnation.
Reincarnation, I will say this, is the one theory that makes me go maybe. I think maybe. Because, I don't know, for some reason it just makes sense to me. It just makes sense for us to kind of keep looping around.
Because I believe in reincarnation, because our bodies, we have, like, we're just like, what do you call it? We're like, I can't think of the phrase.
We're like a shell.
We're like a vehicle for these, like, souls and stuff that we have. And so once we go, either our soul dies with us or it goes somewhere else. And then people's like, well, what about heaven? I'm like, no, that's two different things.
Well, so...
Like, it's hard to explain why, but I don't believe in God and stuff. But I do believe that we do have a personality inside of us, and sometimes when we die, it goes into something else.
The one thing that makes me question us having souls is DID, multiple personality disorder.
Yes. So, okay, I figured out what I was going to say.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Because I don't believe there's heaven or any of that God stuff. So that's why, like, when our soul that we have when we die on Earth, that's why sometimes it goes into another person and gets reincarnated, because it either dies when you die or it moves on to another person, right? It reincarnates itself, right? So does that make sense?
I see. This is the thing about reincarnation. No? I think it makes the most sense of all of the theories, but it still, to me, is just a maybe.
You don't know,
but
like, maybe.
So my mom bought this book that she wanted me to read. I still have not finished it, but I read some of it, about this doctor who was an atheist, staunch atheist, very sciencey, very logic oriented, and he worked with a patient. He was a psychologist, and the patient was dealing with all these anxieties, and he was able to do this stuff, essentially finding out that in a past life she went through certain experiences that made her triggered into these anxieties in this current life. And he was so against it. He didn't believe her that in past lives or reincarnation or any of that. But because he started doing this work with her and it cured her of these anxieties, that he was like, oh my God, I think reincarnation is real.
Yeah, but I believe it 1,000%. Because like I said, like, I don't believe in heaven and God and all that shit. So I feel like when we do die, our souls either, like I said, die with us, or it moves on to something else, like another vehicle. It reincarnates itself into another baby that's being born or somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like it moves on to something else.
One thing that does,
sorry, but not just people. You can, your spirit can go to a dog or an animal. Because sometimes some people are like, man, that dog reminds me of my dad who died or whatever. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I feel like it can go to not just humans. It can be any, whatever else.
Damn,
does that make sense?
Reincarnation according to Earl.
But because like I said, we have, like I said, I believe we have souls and stuff inside of it. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? And we're like a body for this.
The best argument, I think, for the existence of souls is twins.
Yeah.
You have identical DNA. You have very similar upbringing usually. They've done 1 million identical twin studies. Like, people are just different. And there's something in us that I think is us. However, DID,
multiple personality?
Yeah, multiple personalities makes me go, what's going on there? Because if whatever happens in our childhood shapes the way our personality is created, that leads to these lingering ongoing effects. But DID is wild. And it's not like split. But there are cases of DID where people will be, while they're in one personality, they're addicted to cigarettes. And they go back to another personality, they're not addicted to cigarettes. And it's like a very significant change in their physical chemistry and their brain chemistry and their makeup. While they go from one personality to the other, they actually physically change.
You know what we thought about too on the way here? Even kind of, I guess, like that? What if, I just thought about this on the way here, because I was thinking about reincarnation. What if, like, you and I, who we are actually, it's actually not an original personality. We're just reincarnated somebody else who lived in the past. And so all these likes and stuff that we like were from somebody else. And I was just thinking about that. And I was like, fuck.
Oh, and have you heard?
Because, like, why? Okay, like, I was like, you know, because Canada, right? I love Canada so much. I've never been to Canada. I'm not Canadian. But, like, why am I so obsessed with Canada?
Exactly.
So I'm like, what if? That's kind of like a humor.
Exactly.
That's kind of like a humorous thing. Like, we all know I'm from Nebraska. But I'm just saying. Like, I was just thinking about, that's like more of like a humorous thing. Like, why am I so obsessed with Canada? But anyway, sorry. West Virginia. Go Mountaineers.
Well, have you heard about people who like have organ transplants and then they have a certain quality that was the same as their organ donor?
Oh, no, I have not.
I've heard that happen to multiple people. Like this one woman had a heart transplant, I believe, and she became obsessed with this one sports team.
Shit.
Come to find out, her organ donor was like obsessed with that sports team.
So there you go.
So what is that? It's like there's pieces of us that exist physically in our body biochemistry and makeup that exist also outside of that. Like the existence of us, we know that's real. The existence of anything outside of our physical bodies and what we can physically touch and handle, we don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I think there's definitely a lot.
I'm rambling a little bit. I don't know if that
definitely a lot
made
more
any
to it than just, oh, this is your personality. It's like, well, where did my personality come from? Is this original? Are these original thoughts?
Yes, and as someone who, I mean, I'm diagnosed with a personality disorder. So what does that mean about me? Who am I? You know, am I a disease? Am I borderline personality disorder? Is that my personality? Great. Like what?
Like, yeah, it's like,
just interesting to think about.
Do I believe I'm reincarnated to somebody else? No, but it's just reincarnation does exist for sure.
But I also have very specific anxieties that I've always had. Yeah. And there's certain characteristics of people that just exist, I feel like, just as part of who they are.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird things to think about. Not weird, but just, I don't know where to use. Just like odd things, like, not odd even, just like things like, wow. Like when you think about humans, you're like, fuck.
You're like, oh, damn, dude.
Like there's so much deeper things than just, you're born and...
Well, think about how many people died in tragic deaths in wars, burned at the stake as a witch, like all of the shit that has happened to people, you know, in multiple situations. And if we get reincarnated, that stuff lingers.
Maybe. Yeah, it does. Like there's reincarnation exists for sure. How common it is, I don't know, but it exists in some way, shape, or form.
What do you think you were in a past life?
If I got to choose what I was in a past life?
No.
What do I think I was?
What do you think you were? Like if you could guess based on of any of your anxieties or what you're drawn to, like you said, Canada.
Well, I would say I love music a lot. Music is like my main thing. So if I had to guess, I'm going to guess that I was just like a normal person living in Canada who loves music. Like I wasn't special. Like I wasn't some guy who made a lot of money or anything. If I just had to like pick one, like not believe, like I don't believe I was anything in my past life. But if I had to like, ooh, that sounds like that might be cool. Yeah, just some Canadian dude who likes music and likes to be funny, right?
Yeah, I was definitely either Marilyn Monroe or Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain was great. When I was younger, not younger like a kid, but when I was like a younger adult, I was like, man, I don't want to kill myself, but I want to be this Kurt Cobain. I want to make some like music that's like unique and just not give a fuck.
Yeah, when did he die? What was the date?
92, 3, 4, 3. 93?
Oh, you're right. April.
You know what? That's why these smartphones exist. Let me look it up right now. Kurt Cobain death. What did I say? 92, 93, 94 is on there?
I think it's
April 5th, 1994.
94.
And you were not born in 94, so not welcome back, Kurt. But are you smoking weed? Do you have an addiction to weed? Don't be like Mallory. Smoke cigarettes instead. This message has been brought to you by the Texas School Board of Production Assistants. Weekends. What do you do this weekend?
This weekend, I did some journaling, and I played my board game, my little solo board game, Final Girl.
Okay.
What did you do?
I was on set Saturday and Sunday. Long, fun days, but the days went by fast. They were long, but they went by fast. It was fun. I knew some people already on set, but it was more people that I didn't know versus people I did know. Like I knew a couple people, 3 or 4 people, but a lot of them were new that I never met. So it was really, I always get nervous when I do that because I look at the call sheets. I'm like, I don't know this person. I don't know this person. Fuck. I get all nervous, but then I show up.
Nerves.
But as soon as I show up and I walk inside, and I bust out my equipment, I'm like, okay.
Yes.
It was really cool, man. They trusted me so much. Like, they left me alone. I set up my equipment. I was doing my audio. They wasn't questioning me or anything.
That's nice. It's always a good feeling when you feel like they're trusting you.
Yeah, because the guy that asked me to help out, like, it's really cool. I like him a lot because he's really nice and he's really knowledgeable on filming, and he trusts me enough to because he said that originally he was like, yeah, I know a guy that can do sound for this project, and so he laid that person on.
Yeah, nice.
So it's always cool. Like I thanked him for it a lot. I was like, yeah, I do think it was a great opportunity. I got to do a different project, meet some new people.
Yeah.
Because people say that sound guys are sometimes hard to find, or sound people rather. But I was like, yeah.
Sound people, Earl. Let's not forget. Women can be sound people too.
I'm just so used to saying guys are a universal word, but dudes and dudettes. But
women can do sound work too. It's not just a guy thing.
I know. I actually went to school with a girl who does sound too. She works for the Spurs, I think, sometimes.
I nannied for someone who worked for the Spurs, so essentially, I worked for the Spurs.
Me being a Mavericks fan, being from Dallas and all. I would work for Spurs if the opportunity came up, but it'd be so hard to ever root for that team. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when a sports broadcaster is from a certain state, but they go to another market to do stuff, and you kind of have to root for that team too. Because that's your job now. You're in that sports market, and yeah, and
true.
So random before we continue on, one time, I always joked that I was from Nebraska. I used to do that on my baseball podcast that we don't do anymore. But I would always say I'm from Nebraska. So one time I was like, what's cool to do in Nebraska? I'm like, fuck if I know. You're from Nebraska, right? I was like, no, that's a fucking running joke. I've never been there. But yeah, anyway, sorry. So yeah, I was like, it'd be, you know what I'm saying? It'd be weird to go to a team that you don't like and have to
fake it.
I had to wear a Spurs hat or a shirt.
You're like, go team.
Because I know sports teams are always looking for video or film people, video camera operators, sound people, lighting, personalities.
Go sports.
It's always funny when you talk to someone that don't know shit about sports. They're like, yeah, what sport is that?
Get it. Get that goal.
Sports ball.
Make it in the team.
Baseball is my favorite. And sometimes people watch baseball this shit's so boring. And you try to sit there and explain why it's not. And I don't care.
The other day I was at my nephew's baseball game and I kept accidentally calling the catcher the goalie.
Oh, because you don't give a shit about baseball? You're like, the goalie.
My sister was there's no goalie.
He's literally catching the ball that's coming to him.
I was like, good job, goalie. Everyone's like.
I almost went on a baseball rant right there, but I stopped myself.
What?
I almost went on a baseball rant, but I stopped myself.
Go on your rant. No. Rant it out.
It wasn't going to be rant. It was that's literally the best name for a position of any sport. Catcher. He's literally catching a ball that the pitcher's throwing to him that the pitcher is pitching. It's literally what they do.
It's literally in the name.
Like a goalie is guarding the goal, but a catcher is literally catching the ball.
It's a similar concept.
No, I get it. I was just being stupid. I was just like, because I love baseball and I miss talking about baseball. I was just like, it's literally in the name. Bandero's backed up. Bandero's backed up.
Dude, it's totally backed up to Bamberger, dude.
You want some pie, Banderas?
We gotta get some pie, dude. It's backed up, dude.
The pie's not up, Bandera, man. Man, I want some pie, Banderas. Backed up, man.
Backed up, John.
Man has a darling color.
Hi, for John.
And color.
And Holly needs pie.
Color. Backed up, my pet. Oven.
Backed up, dude.
Man, you want some lasagna? Put it in the oven. Put the lasagna in the oven.
No, it's backed up, bro.
The oven's backed up.
It's backed up in the oven.
Shit. The oven is backed up. No lasagna in the oven. We got a gas leak, man. I smell it. That's a gas leak. We're gonna die. We're gonna die in our sleep, man.
Check the detector.
The detector. Man, check the gas detector. The gas detector's backed up. The AC is backed up. The calls are getting backed up.
Backed up to Bamberger, dude. And the detector is backed up.
What about calling the customer service?
New batteries for the
Batteries for the gas detector, man.
There's a gas leak in here, bro. How do you feel about like when there's a lot of pressure? I buckle. I buckle under pressure. I lose it.
It depends what it is, because some things pressure I can be okay with. Like say we're filming and we're behind on time, like it sucks, but I'm alright. But then other things I'm like, like for example, yesterday when we were filming, I used a power bank to charge my sound recorder, and that cord went out, and I was fucking. The pressure was unreal. I was like, fuck. Even though there was no pressure, but I couldn't handle it. I was freaking. I was like, fuck. And luckily I had backup batteries and everything, so it was fine. But initially I just panicked.
Yeah.
Like, god damn it. And that pressure was a lot to handle. But other pressures, I'm fine. I'm like, okay, we're behind on time. No big deal.
You're chill. You're Earl. You're just chill.
It depends.
I remember when your camera got stuck.
That did not handle that pressure well. I was yelling.
I felt so bad. There was nothing I could do, and I was just watching you, just be like, and it wasn't coming off.
It was jammed.
It was jammed, dude. And I was like, damn, that's jammed.
I was like, the camera is jammed, man. And I was getting so mad. I was going to say, fuck it. I was just going to leave it on there.
You were getting so mad, and I didn't know what to do. And we were just, it was tense.
Because at that point, there's nothing you can do. Like, it's jammed. So I don't know.
It was just jammed up, bro.
You have to slowly wiggle it and hope that it comes undone. Because if you do too hard, you'll break it, and yeah, it'll be fucking terrible. That's an expensive camera, and I'd be pissed if I broke it.
It was wild.
Like, fuck, dude. Nah, the camera was jammed. And Californians, I stand by this every time. That is one of the best skits ever in SNL.
That's one of the best skits. I like that one.
Any whatever what they fucking say is hilarious. They could just be, it's the greatest skit ever.
Dude, you just have to be like, that's a jam.
Like, I can't do it while he's like, they're like, Davan, whatever they say.
Davan.
Because Bill Hader keeps cracking up and it's hilarious. He can't keep a straight face. I love Bill Hader, dude. I like when people crack up during skits, like Pete, what's his name?
Davidson.
Pete Davidson would always do that too. He'd start cracking up.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon was known for that. I think it's hilarious. The fact that it's like live
it's funny.
Acting or theater, or you want to call it, and they're still cracking up. I mean, I'd be the same way. Like, you know what the line is, but you're still going to laugh.
Yeah.
Water for golfers. Hole in one. Water for one. Golfers like to drink water. Golfers just golfing since 1947. The official water drink of golfers. Golfers golfing, golfers, and golf balls.
We should talk about, for the last part of this podcast episode, we should talk about Bamberger, because it was literally only you and I the whole time.
Bamberger. Yeah, it was. We did that in 2 days.
2 days, only 2 hours. There was nobody behind the scenes. There was nobody. It was just literally just you and I here for 2 days straight.
Well,
filming.
You can't forget about Piper and Callie.
The little doggies. One of the shots, it was funny. Piper just chilling in the back, not even moving, just standing there.
And then the part where you, at the end, Callie walks up.
Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of more funny when you did the DX chop. And that was my favorite take. And I was like, I don't care how good the other ones were. That was the best, and I'm using it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to use another take because I fell a lot. I fell a lot better. Like how I felt more natural falling down. It looked more realistic. But that DX chop was too much. I was like, I don't give a fuck how the ending is. I got to keep this.
You got to do it.
It was a lot of fun because the lines and everything we said were pretty much the script. Like
It was pretty much verbatim, yeah.
Yeah, what we said on language was on the script. And it was so hilarious because like it was like the interactions and the mannerisms of like your face reactions. Like when I fall, you're like looking around like, yep. Yeah, the mannerisms to me are the funniest parts of any kind of reaction.
Yeah, not facial reactions.
Like obviously, like the lines and stuff are funny too, but facial reactions are the best part because they really sell what you're saying. I guess.
When you were dying, you're like, ah!
Yeah. That was so much fun though.
That was hilarious. And then I thought it was hilarious when my sister came over for.
I was at first I was kind of nervous, but I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna."
Yeah.
Cause I don't know how she is with cussing and language and stuff.
Oh no, she's fine with that.
I was like,
stuff.
I think I got a shit, but I can't. But yeah, and I was shocked that I was like, damn, I memorized some lines myself.
Yeah, you memorized a lot. There was quite a bit of lines, and we got all the scenes in. Even though people kept turning on music and doing the line.
Oh, I know. Because originally we were going to film it on the other side of the house. We couldn't. I think the most dialogue we had was the opening scene.
Yeah, I think
which was
so
funny.
Too.
We recorded that That was the last scene we recorded, but it was technically the first scene of the movie. But we recorded that last. I know it was just really fun to do. It was funny. I thought the chemistry of the two characters worked out perfectly.
I thought it worked good. Yeah, it was good.
I mean, obviously there were some things I would have done a little different, like maybe angle it differently but and there was some like continuity slightly off here and there.
Yeah,
but
there was one scene where you could see the wire.
Yeah,
online. For just one, that was pretty good.
But it was like that was such a good take. I'm like,
yeah.
Sometimes continuity gets off a little bit here and there, and sometimes because of the best take, unfortunately, it messes with the continuity. But it's like, it's not enough to really.
I loved it. I liked how it turned out a lot. I think it's one of my favorite things we've done. I think the writing was really good. I thought it was funny. I thought the chemistry was good.
Because I wrote that based on how we joke around on our skits.
I know. I'm always like pretending to be mad at you.
You're like, no, clean yourself up first and then come in here. And what's funny is that day I actually legit broke a glass without because we were wiping down. Sorry, I got the hiccups. We were wiping down the counter with the root beer. And there was a glass on there, and when I went to go swipe when I was wiping down, I hit it and it fell, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Yeah, I hear this glass break in the background, and then I hear Earl.
You're like, "What are you doing?"
It's like, "What is going on, Earl?"
Callie was cool with it.
I was like, "Get her away from there. She's gonna step on glass."
And dude, on that scene where I'm cramming the chips into my mouth, you don't see her, but Callie's on the floor just licking them all up. Man.
Just having a field day. Just having the time of her life.
But
with those chips.
That was probably, I don't know what my favorite scene was because they were all fun.
I think the chips was the funniest to me because I kept being like, more. I was like, no, you need to put like a ton of chips in your mouth. And you were like, okay. And like you kept doing it. And then you had eaten so many chips at that point.
I was done. I took that bag home and I sat there for a couple days. I think that was like the fourth take. Because I finally got the right amount of chips in my mouth.
Well, because you were doing it, but it was just, looked like a normal
person eating chips.
And I wanted it to look ridiculous. And so when you finally did it, it was like.
And you're like,
I was like, that was it. Nailed it.
Yeah, I was sick of those chips by the end of the day. I was like, I don't want to eat these any fucking more. Do I have to?
Yeah.
And I drank so much root beer.
The root beer, you drank a ton.
I was like, I don't want root beer now for a long time. Like my wife, so last night my wife finally finished it off. That's how long it's been sitting in the refrigerator. So it was like a week. We filmed that like 2 weeks ago now?
2 weeks ago. You need to get the powdered sugar.
I need to get the powdered sugar. I wonder if your parents saw that. I was like, what the fuck is that?
They're probably like, what is this? It says poison on it.
So if you haven't seen Bamberger and you're listening to this, which I hope you have seen it, but if not, go watch it. I'll put it like underneath the things in the...
Yeah. Put the link.
And Ricky, if you're listening to this, hope you fucking watched it and did your homework and you have a review.
Do your homework, Ricky. Watch it.
Like my hardest thing was like when I was editing that, I was like, man, I want to keep like the reactions a lot, but like sometimes I want to have it. I was torn between when to switch from like wide to just
right,
a close-up shot of us because I didn't want to do all close-up shots, but they were the best because they was the reaction.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking, I'm just like staring at you like, yeah, that's cool, but can I go inside and eat?
You're like,
yeah, the click that. Thank you.
That was funny. That was good. The first part was, it's so funny watching the stuff that you film because it's always out of order from how you filmed it.
Yeah.
Because the first part was the last thing we filmed. And so I was so like sweaty and exhausted, and then they were trying to get it timed right.
Yeah, if you look at, you can see on that opening scene, you can see like the sweat on our faces a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like so sweaty.
It was hot because it was like mid peak day with the sun was out, and it was just it was so unbearably hot out here.
It was peak sun.
Yeah, that thing was like the timeline how we filmed it was not how it was in the movie, obviously. And of course, films never film in order.
Yeah, you
anyway.
never film it in order.
What kind of snacks she has? Oh, these look good. These are hitting the spot.
Oh my God, Johnny! Seriously? I asked you specifically not to make a mess, and that's exactly what you're doing.
I was gonna clean it up.
What? Can you finish eating before you talk to me, please? I'm gonna go hang out on the couch, and you can clean all this up, and once you're done, then you can come hang out with me, okay? You're not a child.
I think we talked about good stuff today. We talked about Reincarnation. I believe in it. You're, half and half, I think.
I'm half and half. I'm on the fence. I sit happily in a maybe.
We talked about the short film we made together.
Bamberger. Check it out.
We talked about our weekends.
The weekend vibes. We're headed into the week. What are your goals for the week, Earl?
Get this podcast out as soon as I can. See, here's my thing. I'm going to totally branch off of this whole, what's your plans for this week? It's like, obviously I edit this on my computer, right? So I get on my computer, I put the files into Premiere Pro, I make sure everything sounds good and, the audio didn't cut out or the video didn't cut out, everything like that. And then I open up YouTube. And I get lost in YouTube, and I'm like, "Fuck! I've been watching videos for an hour. I need to get back to editing this video." And it's weird because I'll have the video in the timeline. I'll have it color graded and how I want it to look. I'll have the audio fixed how I want it to sound and all that. And it'll all be in there. And I'll just minimize the window, go to YouTube, and it'll just sit there forever. I'm like, "Fuck." Like I could do it. There's been times where I've done it in one day. I went home the next because I don't edit when I get home. I do it the next day.
Yeah.
And I've done it. I can knock it out in one day. I just get distracted too easily by YouTube.
Yeah, that would be hard. It would be hard.
So it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so easy to get distracted. That happens to me when I go to post TikToks or whatever.
Yeah. I thought about doing TikToks for the podcast and the YouTube channel of all our skits that we've done. It's just, it's not hard to do. It's like 30 seconds.
We should make a channel for it.
I thought about doing it for the stuff we do. it's just like, it's honestly just laziness. Because people tell me all the time is like, people love short form clips of your things is the best way to reach people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I need to do it. Because you could adjust, you could make the screen, you could adjust the film to look that link vertical. I just haven't done it. And it's like, people's like, you need to do, like with the podcast, people say like, they listen to it, like, it's funny, we like it. But the best way to promote it is to do the short form clips.
Yeah, we don't really promote.
I suck at promotion. Like,
we don't promote at all.
Like, I'm one of those people where, like, I don't really care. I really don't do self-promotion. I really don't care. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to promote. And it's like, well, you should. I'm like, I know. And it's my fault. Because you do way more promotion than I do.
I do more than you do, but still.
Which my friends that I do know do watch it. I post on Facebook because they see through there, so thank you. But, like, it's hard to reach, like, the outside market. I don't really do anything about it. I suck at promotion. Like,
yeah, you kind of do.
I don't know what to do. Like, it's pure laziness. Like, I know what I want to do and how to do it. It's just pure laziness on my fault, and it's my fault.
Yeah.
But so I need to legit do that today. Or tomorrow. I need to legit sit down.
We need to come up with a better marketing plan.
Yeah, because I want to do whatever I do. I need to post on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. You know what I'm saying? And I need to, like, I don't know what I want to call the channel. Like, I have a TikTok. I might just use my channel I already have. I use it to watch videos that people send me.
You should be consistent. This is what you need to do. You need to be consistent with your name across your YouTube and TikTok. And so just have it be whatever your YouTube name is. My
TikTok channel right now is I Go Sleepy. So I might change it to Hi, my name is Earl.
Change it to Hi, my name is Earl.
Because I got
That's a good one.
I got a couple of people this weekend with the YouTube to film about our podcast and our shorts.
And then film clips. Just take little clips from the things from your longer form content, and clip it and put it on TikTok to promote. What I could do? And then put a link tree.
You know how like sometimes in the beginning of the podcast I'll put like 2 or 3 clips real quick of just funny things we've done throughout the episode. That could be like a TikTok, right? Like just like a little opening of like, oh shit, this is funny. Like so. Like I said, it's just laziness on my part. Like, I get done editing the video, I'm like, okay, I'm done now. I don't want to do anything else with it. But I was thinking about promotion because I'm not, like, really about that. But I need to, I guess.
Not about that life.
But I need to because, like, I don't know, I feel weird promoting my own stuff. I feel like I'm being, like, cocky. Like, oh, check out my shit. Like,
well, that's what everyone has to do that. That's
I know. It's just, it's so dumb that I think that way sometimes. Because even my wife said, she goes, yeah, you'd probably get a lot more attention if you, like, did, like, TikTok or YouTube Shorts.
Like I need to take clips from Lil Joker and put them on.
People, that's like our most viewed video ever.
Yeah.
People love it, and like.
And that's without you really even promoting it.
Without what? Yeah, I know. No, I actually did promote a good chunk on YouTube, on Instagram. Actually, I did a lot of.
You did.
A lot of clips, a lot of pictures.
You did. That's true. More than usual.
I was like super hyped about that project. And we do want to make a second one about him getting out of jail once he comes back from the Marine Corps. Because he'll be like
getting back?
More defined and more ripped and stuff. And so we're like, yeah, dude, how was prison?
We're like, hey, you got ripped, right? Because we need you to film this.
You know, you got to look somewhat different. He probably would have a shaved head, I would assume.
That would be hilarious. I can't wait for him to come back. Yeah, when's he coming back? Because I'm leaving.
I have no idea. Oh, yeah, so this podcast might come to an end, too. Because you might be leaving to Arizona.
I'm not leaving forever.
Forever. This podcast will come to an end.
No, let's not. Things aren't fully decided yet.
But also, there are workarounds that. Like, you can record.
It's not like I'll never come back here.
Because you can record off your phone or something, or a camera, and I can record on mine, and we just do the whole, like...
Well, we could do a virtual...
double screen thing. Yeah, there's ways. There's ways. It's not like... Yeah. But... You're my second command in our crew.
I know.
But... Because people always say, like, you guys do a lot of stuff. I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's people that are funny, but, like...
I think we have just the same sense of humor.
Well, yeah, because there's people that are funny, but like when it comes to filming comedy, it doesn't flow with them.
Yeah, it just works with the way our sense of humor is.
Yeah.
Like the things that you find funny are the things that I find funny.
Anyway, plus like, you heard that too?
No.
I felt it. It was like a squeak and a vibration. Fucking earthquake. No, but anyway,
you're over there.
because I think you're like me in a sense where like you take a bit and you run with it forever.
Yeah.
You run with it until like it annoys people.
Do that, and then everyone's like, "Can y'all stop?"
Like we did with the whole Bandera's backed up, John. Get some pie.
John, it's backed up to Bandera, John.
We remember that forever, and then like we did the redneck characters forever. Like every time Ricky come out, oh goddamn, Ricky boy, what's up?
God damn.
And like, we rode with those forever, and then sometimes they don't know how to respond. They just stare at us, like say something, anything.
I think that's why we started just like doing the bits, because we would play off of each other and no one else would.
No, because like sometimes people are boring on set. They don't do anything.
People are just like, okay, but then you'd like do a voice and I'd be like, oh yeah, backed up to Bamberger.
Like we were like
Yeah.
like we set up setting up for the film. We're like hey, out of nowhere. Oh, that was my phone vibrating. That's what that vibration was.
That's what that was like. I did not feel that.
So what it was I felt my phone vibrating and I heard the birds chirp.
Oh, at the same time.
And so I was like, what the fuck was that?
So, I've got a question. Since you said you do believe in reincarnation, do you believe in ghosts?
Like physically seeing a ghost? Yes. I've never seen one, but I believe that's a thing.
I've had some weird stuff happen at some of these ghost haunted places.
Because you can smell someone who has passed or sense their presence, so why not see like an actual shape or form of them, you know? Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
But
You said
but if someone's reincarnated, do they reincarnate immediately?
See, that's the thing. I don't know if some can. In my opinion, what I believe that makes sense is that it works both ways. Sometimes it might be a little bit after, or sometimes it can be immediate.
So it's
like someone died and they move on to another, like a kid is being born, or sometimes it might be a little after.
Do you think people might stick around if they have unfinished business?
Possibly, yeah. I did not ready to move on quite yet.
97.9 The Cat, the motherfucking #1 radio station.
Do you believe in the final destination concept of like if someone wasn't supposed to die? No, if they were supposed to die and then somehow they don't die?
Oh, like the movie?
Do you think there's like they're supposed like fate?
No. Like okay, no. But like I don't believe that I don't believe that we were put on this earth like, you know, we've evolved, evolution and all that. Like I don't believe that we serve an ultimate purpose. So no, to answer your question, I guess. Like I don't believe that we were, you know, because I believe in evolution, we've evolved from primates and shit. But like, so I don't believe that there's a purpose for everyone, you know?
Damn, that's cold, dude.
Like,
so I don't have a purpose.
like can a purpose exist? Like, could some people be bound for something? Sure, but do I believe that we all are? No.
Okay, but I am.
You could be.
I'm like special.
Yeah, like you could be, you know. But I don't believe in like predetermined fate either.
Interesting. I believe that
like,
fate exists in a sense of once something happens, you can't go back.
Oh, see, I mean, do I believe in this stuff? No, but does it make sense? Yeah. If that makes sense. I look, okay, the best way I can describe it, this is going to be a dumb way. Oh, I hate what you're eating is gross, but I understand why you like it. I'm not hating on you. Like if you believe something, I don't think you're crazy or weird. I'm like, okay.
Oh, okay.
But like predetermined fate, no, I don't think we have predetermined destinies. Like people, like those people who are like that study like signs and stuff, like those people who like the charts, who are like, if you follow this path, you're meant for this. I don't believe in that. I think those people are, yeah.
I do think I'm destined to be famous, but that's just a given. That's just me as a person.
You are right now. You are a icon.
Oh, right.
Which should already be a famous person. You do have a lot of famous. You do things like a famous person would. I feel like you would be I feel like you're.
I actually feel like being famous would probably just suck. Do you think it would suck?
The money, no.
The best thing would be
the attention, yes.
The best thing would be to get rich, but fly under the radar. That sweet spot of like people know you, but they don't know you enough to care.
I see
that
what you're saying.
much.
Yeah.
But
like
because fame, if you're like super famous, everyone's like, oh my God, did you see she wore blue shoes? Can you believe it?
Kind of like, I guess like a sport athlete, where some of them, like for me, for example, baseball athletes, like they're popular in sport and they're famous in the sport, but they're not super popular worldwide. So they can still kind of lay low sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, like if I said the name Shohei Ohtani, you're like, who's that?
Yeah, who's that?
But in the baseball world, that's like the best player, one of the best players ever, and super popular. So right away, I would find someone like, yo, Shohei. But to you, you're like, you would never notice. Even if he walked in front of you, you would like, oh, that's just some dude. Something like that level of fame where you're like, you're famous in a certain circle, but overall, you're like, not really.
Really? I guess fame isn't the goal. It's more money. Money would be ideal.
Yeah, that's kind of like my thing. Like, it'd be cool to like
would be
do
good
this for, like,
if you
a
could
living.
do money. If I could do money, have a bunch of money, still be able to just act, like clock in every morning at 9, act my little butt off, then clock out at 5. Hey, that's the dream.
If I could do film for a living, but not like.
Yeah, do films. I like being on a set.
Yeah, but not be
fun.
Like super famous. Just have money to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't handle fame because I get annoyed already with people easily. So like if people constantly on me, I just
think it would make
fucking leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want to take a picture with me?
I would probably lose it. I would end up in a conservatorship like Britney Spears because I would lose my mind.
I would snap for sure.
I would snap. I'd be like, what? You want another fucking photo?
I'm like, I'm fucking walking to the store.
Yeah. Like, you have to understand.
I'm at the mall to spend personal time, and you're over there fucking wanting a picture. Why? Why do you want a fucking picture?
Like, everywhere you go, someone's just like, like, that would drive me insane. I'd be like, are you another fucking photo? Are you fucking
like,
serious?
can I just fucking enjoy my day?
Yeah. I'd lose it immediately.
Like, I don't even think there'd be a point where I'd be like cool with it.
No,
like, yeah, dude, what's up? Thank you. Like,
I'd get famous actually from the one paparazzi dude who cared about taking a picture of me because I would beat him the fuck up.
Now, I would say, I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you're a fan. Thank you. But can you not fucking bug me? Like, let me go eat my fucking food in peace, please. Like, afterwards,
that would be the hardest thing. Like, people coming up to you all excited, they're like, please, can I have an autograph? Can I have a picture? And you're just like, buddy, I'm trying to live my life.
Like,
dude.
look. Let me, after I get done, if there's time, yeah, we can take a photo, whatever. But like, don't come up to me.
But it's like people just coming up to you constantly. That sounds like a nightmare.
It does. And like, you walk out of your house and they take a photo, or you're like, oh, look at them shopping. Ooh, they shop at Walmart. Like,
ooh, she wore a red sweater. Ooh, that means she did this. Ooh.
You know what I would love to do if I was like famous? I would just wear like bargain brands. And people think, like, yo, what brand is that? Like, figure it out.
I would thrift the fuck out of everything. I would just
make people think you're buying like this crazy expensive rare fashion. Like, dude, that jacket, what is that?
Like, thrifted because frankly, everyone should be thrifting. You should be constantly thrifting. This thrifted. This donated to me. This, okay, I bought those. But this socks.
I got rid of my Las Vegas shirt that I wore for our extra for that party.
You got rid of that?
Yeah.
Rude.
That's fine.
Why?
It was like $2. I didn't wear it anymore. What's the point?
You just got rid of it?
I got rid of a bunch of shirts the other day, a bunch of clothes.
Wow.
I hadn't worn them in a year or two. Why keep them?
Reduce, reuse, recycle, Rihanna.
I donated them, so I mean they're gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Reduce, reuse, recycle, Rihanna.
Oh, before we wrap up, I was driving around with an expired license for like a year until I realized, shit.
Wow, dude.
But don't worry, I renewed it and it's coming in the mail today.
Thank God. Is
So,
it even legal for you to be here? Is it even legal for you to have a car parked in the driveway?
I'm here illegally.
Wow.
But today I get my card that says I'm legal.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's, guess we could wrap it up, huh?
Oh, guess we can wrap it up. Well,
yeah.
we should because my drink is done. So
And I'm getting kind of
need
hungry, so I'm
another
going to have to
one.
redo our little things. I might go get some. Actually, you know what? I got enough to last me until I get home, probably, maybe. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
So that was cool. Episode 19. Next time is 20, which will be cool. A solid 20.
Solid 20.
Sounds cool. And going forward, we decided it'd be cool to like title the episodes. The kind of, I guess it kind of makes it more not engaging, but more like ooh,
More like a vibe.
cause like like book have titles. It doesn't say book on it, right?
Title it podcast
episode. No,
20.
giving it a theme, I guess, right? But yeah, that was cool. So till next time.
And you know what?
What?
It's all purple. 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 Purple.
Orange, not purple. Originally, we did have a purple hue behind us. It was like we looked a little purple, but we decided to go with plain white.
There's like all this purple everywhere.
Luckily, the sun wasn't too bright today, so it was easier to light this little area.
Yeah,
up.
it was a little bit easier today.
If push came to shove, we could have just recorded on that back wall. If it was
We
like,
just could have just done it on that back wall, but
you know what we need to do?
What?
We need to do this. It'd be fucking great. Is have a banner behind us.
A banner?
Like we take like a sheet or something and just write on it. All ghetto and shit. Cause like we did that for a baseball podcast one time. We had a banner where we just spray painted like the name of the podcast. But that'd be cool if we did that here.
You just spray paint it. Ashtray Conversations.
And we just have a bunch of random art with like whatever.
No, we
Or, like,
should.
I don't know, it'd just be funny. But
We
anyway,
should, yeah.
I don't know, it's just an idea. Anyway,
Anyways,
until
thank
next
y'all for coming to the show. Sorry about Earl. He's a weird one. But we'll catch you next time.
I don't do my hand, so I either give you the finger or I just give you the I'm out sign, right? Yeah. All right, we're gonna leave this on a good note before I keep rambling.
Get up off of that goddamn couch for once and for all.